You are now tuned in to the best football podcast in the States. It's the Best of Rivals podcast.
Yep.
I'm Jordon J. Will. I got D. Bev.
Hello.
We about to cook. What's good, bro?
I mean, this is a rare sight where both of our teams lost same week, right? This is a rare sight, okay? Usually it's just you guys. So
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's very true. But we did see, I think, probably potentially the game of the year so far. Between
Tottenham and Liverpool?
Yes.
I mean, it kind of was until, who ruined it. Come on, man. These refs, this VAR, it's a disgrace. We'll talk about it.
No.
We're jumping right in?
We're jumping right in. I feel like we don't give, them shouts enough. Obviously, they're rivals. I don't ever want to talk about Liverpool. I hate Liverpool, right? But when I watch, my club and display that we put out, and then I look at a club like Liverpool, it's a complete difference, bro.
The mentality is completely different.
It's absolutely unreal. So first off, I want to give a shout out to Allison.
Yeah.
His goalkeeping, and being dominant and holding your own. To do it for so many years now.
He's done it for a while. He's solidified himself as the most consistent goalkeeper in the Premier League.
To be able to keep your team, your club in that game like that, with the refs against you, with VAR against you, with goal review against you.
Yep.
It's very tough to do, and he did that. And I was very impressed. Very impressed. Because even when the last minute goal happened in the 95th minute, right? And I think, who was it?
Matip,
yeah.
Own goal.
Allison's obviously blue. He throws the ball in the stands, right? But then immediately after that, Matip goes down on the ground.
Yeah,
and he he's sad, and distraught, right? What does Allison do? And this is what separates, the hand-picked leaders, captains that the club and the higher ups select, opposed to the ones who are just bred like that.
The actual leaders.
Yeah. Allison approaches them, consoles them, hits him on the chest like, we got this. We not done. We still gonna fight. We can still contend for the title.
Yeah. It almost felt like Liverpool won that game.
Yes.
And I know people talk about like a moral victory and all this crap, but it actually felt like after this game, that's what's going to reignite that lost passion from Liverpool. Because remember, last couple seasons, we've been like, Liverpool isn't the same. They look ready this season. And I think that BS, Klopp is going to squeeze all the juice out of that.
Boom. When you piss off Liverpool and Klopp like that,
that's when it's a problem.
Oh, that's when it's a problem. They cooking right now too, because the guy that I wanted so dearly, that Ten Hag wanted so dearly, but we have just some foolish managers, not managers, owners. Foolish, because they don't understand. But Cody Gakpo, bro,
so good.
He's coming like, if you've seen him already at PSV with the Netherlands, and you just know football, you can see eye tests.
He's a footballer.
He's a football player, right? He can do it. To me, he's the ideal forward.
I think he's the ideal attacking player, right? I mean, he can play literally in any front four positions, including an attacking midfield role. Dude. He's good with both feet. He can run with the ball. He's a great passer. He's a great finisher.
I'm pretty sure he scored in the last 5 or 6 games consecutively. It's pretty impressive, bro.
And it's weird because, we don't even think of, when you think about Liverpool, Gakpo is one of the last names you actually think of, but he's producing consistently.
I mean, think about it, though. He's the reason why Darwin Núñez isn't starting.
He's the reason. I don't know why people are like, I don't know what people keep talking to me about Darwin Núñez. He's having a good season so far. But I just feel like Gakpo's overlooked. Maybe it's because he costs a lot less money, but I don't know. Gakpo's clearly a better player at this point than Darwin Núñez. No question.
Yes,
no question.
Bro. He can do so much on the pitch.
And it doesn't mean that Darwin Núñez
players like that.
It doesn't mean Darwin can't be better.
Right, exactly. I think Klopp needs to watch this, and he needs to be wary, because if he keeps doing this, and Ten Hag tries to do it, Pep does it as well when he wants to, but this mentality of like, I know what's best for you. I know when you're ready to be a starter. I think Darwin Núñez is the type of player, he will take that, and he's a João Cancelo. I won't stay.
I don't think so. I think it's the opposite.
I'm not staying at Liverpool. I might go to Barcelona if they offer me a contract and I can be the number 9.
I don't think so. I think it's
think
the complete
he is, bro.
opposite.
I personally, I do.
I think the mentality of Darwin Núñez has actually been fantastic ever since that red card early on, and I think he knows his place. I really do. I think, and you see when he comes on, he's so energetic. He's so ready to run for the team. When you see him in interviews, he's so happy, so excited. I think he's.
I don't think there's anything wrong with that though. Like that mentality, because one of my favorite players, guy I preach about so much, we talked about last podcast, Jadon Sancho, right? Was that Man City? Pep came out and said that Jadon wanted to embrace the challenge of a starting opportunity, right? So what does Jadon do? He bets on himself and goes to BVB and ends up 3-4 seasons in a row, double digit assists and goals, competing with Haaland and Jude and Gino, Reina, balling, right? He bets on himself. I think Darwin Núñez will do the same. Like, I don't think he would just leave Liverpool and flop. I deadass think he'd be like, yeah, I'm gonna make y'all pay. I'm really that good.
I think Klopp. I think it's a manager thing, right? I think Klopp's probably set his expectations of, hey, you score goals for me, you play well for me, you're going to start. But until then,
you feel like Darwin's not thinking, we lost this game 2-1 to Tottenham, right?
No, you saw that.
If I started, I'm easily giving you a brace.
Nah, you saw him.
I'm just saying. I'm not like.
You saw him on IG. He literally posted like, "Yeah, we don't care. We're dude." I think the entire Liverpool team is locked in. I really, really do.
So you don't think that?
I think, dude. Especially after this, I think they're locked in for the rest of the season.
All right. So check it in. That's out the way. Yeah. We move to the game, and we have yellow cards being thrown out, red cards being thrown out.
Yeah.
Right. This essentially is what puts Liverpool in a position of like on the back end. They're fighting. They gotta compete with also the whistle as well, right?
Yeah.
But whose fault is that? Because like Curtis Jones that came in with the tackle? That to me was a blatant red.
In today's rules,
easily broke that guy's leg, foot.
Bro, in today's rules, that I don't understand why there's a controversy around that.
Thank you. There's no like, oh, feel sorry for us because we have less men now. Nah, he committed that tackle out of.
It was reckless.
Anger. It was reckless, right?
It doesn't mean he didn't go in with bad intent, but it was a reckless challenge.
And then the Jota one. To me, it's like it's a blatant. You gotta get a yellow card, right? Because he got the first one, right? Boom, check out. The second one,
it's blatant.
It's blatant.
It's stupid.
There's no play on the ball. It's mad. It's kind of ill intent. He wanted to get back at him because he felt like he got pushed, lost the ball, fouled. It's a blatant yellow card, which in result is a red card now.
Of course, I mean, again, it's not a.
And then
Johnson's isn't bad. It's just stupid.
Right, but then what does that do for you, brother? It puts you in a position like the 95th minute.
Yeah.
You got a corner. Exactly. Matip's tired. You know.
And then flails.
Boom, flails on goal, sloppy in. So that's what happens.
So what you're kind of saying is like Liverpool sort of did it themselves.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like while there were the Luis Diaz goal that was called,
which was a goal. Yeah,
it was a goal. I don't know. Like, and I think that's what people are upset at. Like, let's not get mad at the ref for the cards, the yellow cards and the red cards, because that's Liverpool. You got to be disciplined. It's just something that Klopp teaches.
Yeah.
Embrace that, right? But we're talking about VAR and the goal system and the review. Like, what are they seeing that we're not seeing? And then they're giving it to us. So it's like, what are you withholding?
Well, they came out and said that they did say it was a goal. That was the issue. They said it was a goal, but the communication was that they thought the on-field decision that it was no goal. So then what they did is they confirmed, yep, go with the on-field decision. That was their communication. When in reality, the ref called it offside. The linesman called it offside.
Yeah.
So my thing is, why not just, as the VAR, be like, whoa, wait, ref. We said that it was onside. We think it's a goal. And then the ref's just like, oh, okay, that's what you mean? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
It's a 5-minute additional bit of conversation, and boom, now the integrity of the game is withheld. Is upkept. But it's like, yeah, I mean, it's beyond embarrassing at this point, bro. It's beyond embarrassing. And I think when VAR was first introduced, the traditionalists were like, I don't want this in the game.
Yeah.
And I don't think they're necessarily proven right. I think VAR overall is a very, very good thing. But it's the human beings making the decisions that are clearly just not competent, bro. I mean, the Brentford Arsenal game last season was an absolute disgrace. And the reality is, imagine if Arsenal pick up those two additional points, bro. It's a massive deal in the title race. So you're really screwing with people's money, screwing with people's careers. Like, bro, it is serious business that these referees are just screwing up. And you have to investigate every single time that there's some sort of injustice. You have to investigate because you cannot be on, oh, we're going to ban Ivan Toney for 8 months, because of betting on himself. And then when the refs screw up massively, it's, oh, they're still trying to work out VAR. No.
Is the whole, like, we're going to go with the on pitch decision, is that a rule, or is that just something that
it's a miscommunication because they thought the on-field decision was that the goal stood. That's what they thought, but it was the linesman called it offside.
Bro,
so it's a 2-second additional bit of conversation to be like, yo, we think it's onside. That's all I had to say.
That's absolutely, like, I don't want to say it, and I don't mean it like that. I hope no one gets this, but, like, someone should be fired because, like,
Jay, that's not controversial.
How dumb do you think we are? Where it's like, oh, somewhere along the lines, communication got lost, so we thought that it was actually on, a goal, and not
really yeah.
Like, no. You saw what we saw too. That's where, like, what are refs doing? Who agendas
Exactly.
come into play?
Exactly.
What's going on?
This is sort of the issue, right? It's like, again, you can't be talking about Ivan Toney has destroyed the incredibility, the integrity of the game, and ban him for 8 months, and then not do something with the refs. 100% somebody should be fired. Obviously, that's a very just general statement. Who is the question? At the end of the day, the ref on the pitch, he never went to the screen because he was never told to go to the screen because it was not controversial. It was a goal. Everyone could see that.
Bro,
the fact that there's a miscommunication in delivering that is unbelievable.
I think this is just clear showing from the powers to, at B. They are saying we run the game, period. No matter what club is on that pitch and the talent and what they can produce, we run it. So refs are an extension of us, a branch of us. We run them. They influence the game. They going to say it's not a goal when it should have been a goal, and vice versa. And then it's going to blow you. And then repeat. Like, it's just...
and the issue is it's happening it's happening every week to every team.
Yes.
That's the worry. We're 7 weeks in, and there's been more drama around refereeing than there was all of last season. It's getting worse. Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
Are we going to go to AI for refs?
Brother, the onside, offside rule, that's going to go to AI really quick because it's really easy to do.
Yeah.
I mean, they already have, like, some automation there,
but
it's really easy to draw the lines. You just need to have the camera set up. And then, obviously, the goal line decisions, those are all automated already. I mean, at some point, will you see a ref running around the pitch? At some point, you might not see a ref running around the pitch.
I just think at this point, we've come to realize you cannot rely on a person to week in and week out, day in and day out, give you a 100% no if, ands, or but call. There's always going to be some type of, well, I feel like my club got, in the end. And it's like, no, this is what it is. You got to accept it.
We don't mind. It's all about expectations, right? Like, we don't mind a human referee making a mistake. That we got to live with that. It's when the VAR, which is pretty much promised that we're going to get every call right, when they're getting calls wrong consistently, that's the issue. Because the expectation of VAR is so high,
yes,
and the expectation of the on-pitch referee is so low. So if we just got rid of VAR and went back to just on-field referees, there'd be a lot more mistakes, but the expectations are much lower, so we don't mind. When you introduce VAR, the first year, second year, I get it. There are some things you have to work out. But after that, bro.
This is my conspiracy.
Oh, you've got all the conspiracies, Jay. I'm not surprised. Let's hear it.
You know those, like, stats when they say a club has gotten 2 red cards in the game, right? And it's like 0 wins, 180 losses. You know, those type of stats.
Yeah.
I'm talking about like something crazy, but like no one's ever done it.
And then yeah.
These are games like that to keep those stats in play.
Oh my goodness.
I'm telling you.
To be honest,
2 red cards for Liverpool, right? That's just like damn, that never happens. We're like, holy shit, they're down men on the pitch for real, right? A goal is bound to happen, right? That's what you're always thinking. A goal is bound to happen. What happens in the 95th minute? A goal.
At the end of the day, you're right. Listen, here's why the conspiracy isn't crazy, because at the end of the day, we're talking about this game more so than any other game. I mean,
bro, everyone's mad about it. Like, this is bringing back to,
There's more entertainment this season simply because the integrity of the game is being ruined by the refereeing, which is crazy.
I'm telling you, soon as that ref saw that Jota did that little...
Oh, he's so happy.
He's like, oh, another red card.
Can't wait. Now, listen, again, the red cards were red cards, but
you feel me? And at that point, you're expecting Spurs to capitalize on that. At that,
which they didn't do a very good job.
Well, I mean, let's flip it.
9 men.
I thought initially start the game and somewhat throughout the game, Spurs were applying pressure.
Agreed.
Richarlison, very impressive performance, right? Someone who's trying to make his way back to the pitch and
playing on the left wing now.
Yeah, which is something crazy, right?
Instead of up front.
And what did he do? Had a nice delivery in.
Really nice pass.
Exactly, right? Son, who is a potential Golden Boot, I think, candidate. He's done that every year, but like this year more so because he's the main guy. No Harry Kane. I think we all know that.
Guy. Yeah.
He wants that. 6 goals in 7 games or something like that.
Yep.
I think Son's going to be producing a lot this year.
Agreed.
And then Kulu, bro, on the right also had a decent game.
Oh yeah.
I think they like I low key underrated their attack, and I still do because in terms of like their bench and the second unit compared to like a City, I don't think they can compete. So you TikTok warriors saying that you're worried about Newcastle. Oh, not Newcastle, but Tottenham. They can compete. No. Like offensively, I think we all know that Man City is a step above because they have,
of course,
boom and boom. And you see, like, obviously Roger goes down. We get to it. You guys struggle, but like you can get goals from other people. It's not only Haaland. It's not only KDB.
Of course.
But
I think what they're saying on TikTok and Instagram and stuff about Spurs is that we do not play well against the Spurs. It just is what it is.
The funny thing is too, though, it's like they haven't beaten Spurs or whatever, but like draws are also taken into account too. So
we lost a lot of games to these guys, bro. I'm saying like it's not a good matchup, generally speaking. Over the last 3 years, it's not been a good matchup.
So are you worried? Is that because like did they show you enough this game against Liverpool?
Oh, this is the best Tottenham I've seen in years. This is the best Tottenham I've seen.
Is it better than any poacher's Tottenham? Because they had a nice little peak.
We have to wait until the season's over because that's a much bigger sample size. I'm just saying from this 7 games.
I mean, it's not a much bigger.
Yeah, I mean, Poch was managing them for the years.
I know that, but what they win?
Oh, they got to the Champions League final. That's a big deal. I think they got second in the league as well. I mean, this right? I mean,
like I know what you mean.
You know what I mean? I agree. I agree. The winning isn't there. The winning's the same. They both. But listen. This manager's got him playing, right? And I don't think... Here's the only thing I'd be worried about if you're a Spurs fan. You've basically got everybody playing as well as they possibly can. They can't really go up another level, if you think about it.
Ooh.
Like, Son's playing the best he can possibly play.
Really?
Richarlison, he's getting there. Basuma is just nuts. But he's playing at... Bro, Basuma cannot get much better than he's playing. Again, I think they're sort of maxing out. But remember... They were playing against a Liverpool team with 10 men for a very long period of time and then 9 men for a long period of time. And they just got an own goal at the end of the game. So I think there's a lot of... This Tottenham team's playing well. They're a lot more entertaining than they were the previous 3 years.
Yeah.
But let's see what they do over the course of a season. I think that's the only thing. And by the way, if they prove us wrong and Tottenham's in a title contention... You give that manager a raise, an extension. You do everything because this Tottenham team was in shambles with Mourinho and in shambles with Conte.
And I think that says a lot about them. I know we're talking about, the game, but I do want to drift off a little bit. Yeah.
Yeah.
Conte and Mourinho, they failed miserably at Tottenham, in my opinion. And Mourinho, he did a little better than Conte, but
Can I tell you what?
go ahead. Yeah, please.
I think clubs have certain managers that they should go for. And I think Tottenham went for the wrong managers both times. And I'll tell you why. Tottenham's expectations, like I've mentioned before, are not to win things. They're to be entertaining. And what they did, and by the way, obviously Daniel Levy's relationship with the managers is he buys the players. You know, you kind of get what you get as a manager. Mourinho and Conte want full control over who they purchase, over who the squad is, over who gets playing time, who doesn't. All the politics are in their hands. They believe that's part of their job as managers. Postecoglou, it's clearly come in and been like, yo, I'm going to work with whatever you want me to work with, Daniel. It's going to be, you just give me the players that you want. I don't care.
Yeah.
I'm going to turn this team into an exciting team that the fans, want to come into the stadium for. And that's what he's done. It's low expectation. It's, hey, we're just going to be entertaining. We're going to allow Madison to express himself. We're going to allow Basuma to express himself. We're going to allow our forward players to express themselves. And whatever happens, happens. That's what he's done. And it's very interesting to see, to be honest with you. And I think he's the perfect manager. It's not even about him. That is the perfect type of manager for Tottenham. Much like Pochettino. Pochettino doesn't require, £100 million signings. He doesn't. Oh, you gave me these couple of players? Great. I can work with that. And that's what he does. I mean, even Pochettino, when he went to PSG, the man had no power. And he's fine with that.
Yeah.
He's now at Chelsea with no power. And he's fine with that. That's the type of manager you need at Tottenham.
Yeah, I mean...
And if you win, great. But that's not the priority. That's how the clubs run.
Tottenham have definitely... It's crazy. Like, in the Prem, I believe, obviously, you have the team that's going to win. It's always a clear favorite that stands out, right? And then there's, like, that second team that's on their heels.
Challenging.
But, right? But then there's also, like, that dark horse, that team that just shocks people, that surprises people, and they have a really good season, right? I think last year was Newcastle, qualifying for the Champions League.
Great
and
point.
Making that stance again, right? Tottenham have been that team throughout years, and then they kind of solidified themselves.
Yeah.
But I think they fell off again, had a downfall, and now they are these dark horse or surprising team with the Prem.
I agree. 100. That's a great analysis. I agree 100%. Because we came into the season thinking with Arsenal's improvements, they'd be challenging again. With Liverpool's improvements, they'd be challenging.
Yep.
But we didn't see Tottenham.
Not like this.
We didn't see Tottenham.
Not like this. Like are they third or second in the standings?
They're second right now. They're second right now with 17. Arsenal same 17.
And City's
Liverpool was 16.
Yeah.
So
1 point off of City right now, right? We
Yep.
just were talking last weekend saying how we just thought the season was over and City was about to run with it. And they still can, right?
they still can, but that's not what if you just look in the table right now.
Right now, and then what City just did. And that's a nice transition.
Yeah.
Because that display, right?
It was bad.
How do you feel, my brother?
It's interesting because it's Wolves, right? So, like, you obviously expect to win the game. Even if it was away, it doesn't really matter, right? You expect to win the game. There's been a couple of things this season where I'm like, okay, there might be a problem here, there might be a problem there, but generally speaking, I think we're just going to roll teams. Let's start with the center with Ake. Ake looked like he was shot in the leg at the start of the game.
That run by is it Pedro?
Pedro Neto.
Yeah, down the right hand side.
Which
bro.
one, Jay? He did it about 1,000 times. Jay.
Ake
was in my
don't
opinion,
do Ake like that. He been balling for y'all. I've been taking note.
Bro,
Ake nice.
Ake has been
Ake nice, man.
In my opinion, last season Ake was, besides Haaland, the most important player for our team, or at least the best player.
Damn,
on our team.
I mean, I wouldn't say
No,
he was good. He was good though.
Brother, you gotta trust me on this. I watch every game. Ake was the man last year. So I'm not criticizing him as like overall he's not very good. No. That game,
yeah,
my mother could have done better. No joke, dude. He got torched.
Is he tired? Is that what it is? Playing too many games? Is his pep? losing his mind, he had João Cancelo. You feel me? For moments like these, right?
I'll tell you. Okay, so
Boom.
we're gonna get to Pat. We're gonna get to Pat
Ooh.
because there's the thing. When you have all the resources, your expectations are higher, right? Like I'm not like Pap out or anything, but you lost the Wolves and we played terrible, and you made really, really bad subs. There's a lot here. Then we moved to the midfield. No Calvin Phillips to start. Thank goodness. But that tells me that against Newcastle, he saw that he was terrible. So I don't know why he didn't sub him then, but that's another story. We're at the Carabao Cup. GG. Darwin Núñez. Mateus Nunes comes back to his old club. He's getting booed a little bit. Dude, where's the expression? Now, I think he's going to be a really good player for us. I really do. He's young, whatever. I just need to see him be comfortable doing his thing. He's done it at moments this season. But, bro, he's going to be an important player for us. We didn't have Bernardo today. No Rodri today. Or yesterday, sorry. We need a player like that to be moving the ball. Kovacic is back for the first time. Like, we needed him.
Sounds like you're missing Gundogan.
Potentially. So he got subbed off at half. So he played terrible. Foden was fine. Alvarez was fine. Doku was fine.
Alvarez was better than fine.
No. Oh, listen, Alvarez's free kicks, if you haven't seen this season, Alvarez is the number one free kick taker.
Is he like taking that title away from James Ward-Prowse or?
No, not yet. No, stop it.
I know. I was like, you said this season. Like
This season. Hey,
I still go. Oh, yeah, I hear you.
Dude, this season his free kicks have been fantastic. So he's going to be doing that every time, 100%. So he played good. He was fine. It was a good goal, but he was fine. Doku, love Doku.
I'm so jealous, bro. I remember talking about him, and to me, like how you just described Matthias Nunes.
Yeah,
that's how you want him to play.
Yes, you want Doku. Doku's expressing himself.
Man, he's expressing himself. He's on the left,
yeah.
It's flowy. It's very flowy. Looks good,
bro. There was one point in the game where we kept forcing it to him, bro. We're like, just take it.
Yeah,
and bro, the guy's like 20-something years old, and he's damn near carrying us.
It's scary.
But there's one man who we do have to talk to, and I think this is where we sort of bring in Pep a little bit, but it's Haaland.
Ooh.
Here's the issue, right? The reason you can't criticize Erling Haaland is why? Because he's the top goal scorer in the league. That's the problem. This is the problem, right? But if you've watched every single game this season, the guy has, I think, 8 goals in the Prem. He should have 16. Genuinely, he should have 16 goals at this point. The man has missed so many chances. The man has been out of the game for so long. He was out of the game a lot last season, but he had a good 20 minutes where he was in the game, like 30 minutes where he's in the game, and he does what he needs to do.
Yeah,
bro, we must be playing with 10 men. Jay, he's literally not engaged. As a striker, at least you want to touch the ball every now and then, so you'll drop deep, play with the midfield, go back. Bro, he's literally he's doing 3 touches a game. It's embarrassing.
You want to know something?
What's up?
He's at a different level with it. 100%. I mean, no disrespect. But you, to me, just described perfectly what Marcus Rashford
I was going to go. Let's talk about that, because I was going to 100% say,
yep.
Who does he sound like?
Marcus
Rashford.
They have no impact on the game if they can't do what they're doing.
Their impact in the game is for moments. And the only difference is Haaland's significantly more impactful.
He's more physically dominant, exactly.
His impact is typically greater.
Yeah.
And he can do it in more places, typically. Because, again, we all know Rashford, left side, running downhill, one-on-one. That's what he can do. Haaland can mix it up, dropping deep, being on the last man, heading, sliding in, 6 foot, he can do a lot. But in a particular area. But yes, 100%. I think his name was in the shower. I was in the shower yesterday. I was like, damn, Haaland really like Rashford right now. That's crazy. But again, levels, right?
Levels.
Here's my issue. Here's why we bring in Pep. Here's what I do not like about the way that this team is set up at the moment. Much like Marcus Rashford, you feel like he can't be subbed. You feel like Erling Haaland cannot be subbed. And that's the issue I have with Alvarez starting in that number 10 role. We need a striker off the bench. You need to be able to take Haaland off, because right now, Haaland's in the game for 90 minutes knowing he's going to be in the game for 90 minutes. That's an issue. Bro. It's like the 85th minute. We're down a goal or two, and he's smiling and chilling and nah, no, dude. I feel like Pep is just managing him a little bit wrong because there's no sense that Erling Haaland's ever going to come off the pitch, even if he's playing terrible, and that's a problem. And again, I'm saying this knowing that he's the top goal scorer. Like I know. But if you watch the games, it's moments. And the reason why, if you look at everyone right now that's still gassing up Rashford, oh, he had a great season last season. Did you watch the games? He was terrible in most games that he scored. Again, he was terrible in most games that he scored. That's a big deal. Now, he scored. It's the most important thing. But he was terrible in those games. It just is what it is. Yeah, sure. So I don't want Haaland to be anything like that. And I think Pep needs to handle him better. I really, really do. There's a lot to go into this Man City stuff, bro. Again, it's not a meltdown, right? It's not a meltdown. It's fine. And I did say that we were going to have an unbeaten season. But
to be honest, who is surprised, though? I was the one saying that the whole unbeaten season thing was like, what? What are we talking about, right? Because
I said I wouldn't be surprised if it happened.
Yeah, and I don't fault you for that, right? Because you just got a treble. So what's the next best thing?
Either a quadruple or like you said,
Arsenal. You want to do better than that, right?
Yeah.
So I understand that, but I just had a feeling like if it's not an injury, it's going to be
something that's going to
affect that. And Rodri's suspension clearly played a pivotal part, right?
Rodri being out proved that he's the most important player on the team. He proved it because I would say prime KDB better, Haaland overall better. You can maybe make a case about maybe one other player being better, but Rodri is the most important player on the team because the options that we have without him, or we need to play specifically two holding. Yeah, and one of those holding midfielders when he comes on is Calvin Phillips. And we have to talk about Calvin Phillips and Grealish. Let's put them both in. Let's talk about Pep again. Oh, my goodness.
Ooh. That boy going off.
Dude, Grealish, how many years in are we? 2.5 years into this? To this Grealish on the left wing? Bro, he can't play left wing. Like, you cannot keep watching these games and thinking he can play left wing. He cannot. He's not a left winger, period, end of story. There's no. If I see him play on the left one more time.
So where do you put Jack Grealish then?
You play him in the Alvarez role as a number 10. Alvarez can play left. Anybody else can play left. Don't put Jack Grealish on the left. He's not fast enough. He's not creative enough. He doesn't have a good enough shot to cut inside. He doesn't really have a consistent enough cross going down the line.
If you think about it, Jeremy Doku is well on his way of solidifying that spot.
Doku's starting. Doku's the starter.
I mean, but you know how Pep is, bro. Don't feel good about that.
Doku's the starter.
All right. Now watch this, y'all. Check it out.
Doku's the starter.
You know who's gonna be starting next?
No. Listen. Doku's the starter. 100% Doku's the starter on the left wing. And by the way, even if that means, like Doku will start on the right and then Grealish will start on the left. Doku is a starter in this team, no question. He's already proven it. And then the other issue of Calvin Phillips, bro. Now, I'm so down to blame Calvin Phillips, but like, I mean, Pep, you have to understand what you're watching.
He wasn't Man City caliber, and I understand that he's
bang average.
He was good before that, right?
He's good now on a West Ham, on a Leeds, on a Crystal Palace.
Yes, exactly. Like he's that type of player. He's not a Man City. He's not a Chelsea. He's not a United. Like he's not that type of player.
He's not. And he's never been that.
That's not his fault. But I don't think did Pep agree on that buy? Was that a Pep buy?
I'll tell you why he agreed on it is because he's an English player, and you need a certain amount of English players on your team.
So that is what do you call it? It's a write-off.
It's a quota. It's a quota. You need a certain amount of players.
Yes, and these politics, like you can't run away in football, folks. So while you question why is Jack Grealish always starting, right? Why is Marcus Rashford deemed forbiddable, like unmovable, right? Yeah. You can't touch him, but you'll get rid of Cristiano Ronaldo. Why are these players constantly being selected, it's because politics come into play.
There's a political side to this. There is. I mean, and this is why so many people hate Ten Hag is because he doesn't play Maguire. The reason why so many people are questioning Pep is because he doesn't play Calvin Phillips. Bro, every game Calvin Phillips comes on. Well, Pep, he barely plays. Pep should play him more. Bro, it's like, what are you talking about? It's these are much better managers than Southgate. So don't even start.
No, I agree 1,000%, bro.
But yeah, I mean, I could rant about Manchester City for forever. But again, it feels weird because we just won a treble. We've won every game so far except for that.
Yeah.
I just don't like when you don't take games serious, and that Carabao Cup game really, really got me annoyed. Really, really got me annoyed because I just felt like Pep didn't care, and that's an issue for me. That's a real big issue for me.
I mean, you've won the Carabao Cup how many times in recent years?
Bro, we lost to Southampton last year. I get it. We won all the years before, but like,
you're right. You gotta prioritize what Pep's trying to,
It's not about prioritizing, though, Jay. Like, you see players are playing crap, and you're just leaving them on. It's like, why? Why do we have this massive squad of really, really good players if we're going to just throw a Carabao Cup? Why? It's just weird to me, bro. It's just really, really weird to me. Frustrating.
Well, welcome to the club.
Yeah.
Welcome to the club, brother. Because what I had to witness, and you fools, all you fools, you let Ten Hag, you let, social media get you. That 3-0 win over Palace meant absolutely nothing in the Carabao Cup.
Yeah.
Because the Prem is different. You see it night and day. Two different things, right? And the display I saw, it makes sense when you look at it from the bigger picture, right? Because we talked about it. There were two individuals who didn't participate, I believe,
on the Wednesday game.
In the Wednesday's game, but they did this weekend. We went from 3 goals to 1.
To 0. 3 goals to 0.
0. Excuse me. We don't even get it.
You went from flowing football to static BS.
Yes.
You went from a bunch of ideas to no ideas. You went from plan to no plan.
So, Onana, Varane, Lindelof, Amrabat playing left back now because, we're down and out on that position.
Yep.
Martinez is going to be out for an extended period
3
of
months,
time.
they said, yeah.
I don't fault any of them because I don't expect a clean sheet every weekend.
Yeah.
But 1-0, defeats, wins, 2-0 wins, or 2-1 wins. Those are things that we can do.
Yeah.
But when we aren't getting goal involvement from our forwards and our, midfield creators.
Yep.
That's a problem. And it's clear as day.
That's the problem.
It's the problem. It's the problem because Casemiro, we know what he can do. No one's really worried about Casemiro. Like, you guys know how I feel.
He's been your best offensive player as a CDM.
He's doing so much. Like,
doing so much.
He just wants to chill, right?
Yeah.
So when you surround him with players who can play their role accordingly,
it'll be great.
It'll be magnificent. I know it, right? Mason Mount, I'm going to give you a little shout because you have improved slightly from what I've seen when you first started with us.
Got to give him time.
Carabao Cup, you had an assist, nice cross in to Casemiro, beautiful. You also had the nice, move past the Palestri. Could have had it, but didn't finish it. So I see what you're doing, right?
Better than Eriksen, by the way, before you continue?
I don't think he's better than Eriksen because Eriksen provides so much in terms of creativity.
But he provides so little in terms of running.
Yes, and that's why Mason Mount was trying to take that role, right?
Yeah, okay.
So I get it. Bruno Fernandes. I gotta talk about you. You didn't play last game in the Carabao Cup. You played this game. Look in the mirror, guy. If the flow is off, if we aren't clicking like we just were against the same, like it's not. Oh, we played Leeds and now we're playing CP, or we played Liverpool and now we played CP and now we're playing CP again.
We're slightly different team, but still, same manager. Same
what I'm saying is you use that steam from that previous game and you move forward with it. You don't derail it. You don't get in the middle of it and say, nah, now we about to cook on my terms.
Yep.
That's what Bruno Fernandes does, and I hate it. I hate it. I don't care. I told you guys, stats can fool you.
Yeah.
Russell Westbrook does it in basketball. That's why he doesn't have a ring.
You don't have to throw shots, Jay.
He does it in football. I know the goal involvements. I know the goals created. I know the goals, the assists since he came to Man United. But what have we won?
Exactly.
A Carabao Cup.
And they don't talk about the usage. They don't talk about
high usage players. I tell you
highest
guys this.
usage player.
High usage players. He's a high usage player. So what does that mean? He's gonna play so much. He's gonna dictate so much. He's gonna be used so much. So he's gonna produce.
Eventually, he's gonna get a goal. Eventually. He's gonna get an assist. Eventually.
That's like throwing a dart. Boom, 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 boom. You're gonna hit one time.
100 darts. You hit one bullseye, and it's like, oh, but he hit a bullseye. That can't be the narrative around Bruno Fernandes.
Right. So that's one part of it. You know, it's like you're not delivering the right way. You want to do it selfishly instead of having people involved.
Yeah.
And making the right pass.
Making the right decisions.
And being critical and attentive of possession. You know,
caring about the ball.
About the ball. You are a midfielder. That's what you do. Take care of the ball. You don't care about it, right? And then the end product on that, the guy you're passing the ball to, also has no sense of intelligence. I'm sorry, in terms of scoring the ball and attacking, not scoring, attacking
as a team.
His attacking methods are, I don't understand. It's 101. I'm on the playground when I was 10 years old, and I'm trying to beat you and score a goal.
Yeah, and this goes back to what I said a couple weeks ago.
Marcus Rashford. That's what we're talking about.
I think everybody knows. That's what I said a couple weeks ago. It's like, it looks like he's never been coached before. It looks like when he was 10 years old, he had his head down and he sprinted at everybody, and he was faster than everybody, he was stronger than everybody, and he just beat everybody. And as he gotten older,
they called up to him.
They understand now what he does. If you're a defender or you're a team planning to defend Marcus Rashford, you just let him go. You just let him go because he will run into somebody. And
this guy needs to be benched right away for games. I don't want one game. I don't want two. I want games. I want a message sent to Marcus Rashford. It's not going to happen. I know.
Whoa, hold on, Jay. It might though, because there's some hope, right? We previously were like, Ten Hag never subs him. He subbed him. It was a late sub, but he subbed him. That's interesting, right? I mean, you needed a goal and you sub Marcus Rashford. That takes something.
What is he dealing with here, though? Like, this isn't rocket science. Like, I don't even understand why we're having this conversation. It's Marcus pass the ball. You feel me? Yeah. So what are you dealing with here? I'm talking to you, Marcus. I know it's something personal, because is it the fact that Haaland's now the number 9? He's going to be the main guy scoring goals. Are you mad? I saw the quote. To me, I saw like the little backhand.
What did he say?
He's slick, bro. They asked him about Haaland and his, initial, start with Man United, and do we think he's going to score goals and all that? And Rashford's like, yeah, he's going to, do what he can when the opportunity opposes itself. What does that imply?
He's not getting no opportunities.
I'm not passing you the ball. You feel, bro? He said this. If you guys are reading like what he's saying, like if the opportunity, not like, oh, we're gonna create. Yeah, I'm gonna make sure that it's if the opportunity like comes up.
Yeah,
that's saying I'm not passing the ball. I still want to score goals too.
Exactly. Like, imagine if like you're a winger or a midfielder and you're like, bro, you should be cooking dinner for your forward.
Yes, bro.
You should be sending him gifts. You should be.
Is he
giving him a massage, bro? You want your number 9 as a winger or a midfielder. You want your number 9 to be so comfortable going into a game, so they can deliver. And I feel like Rashford, bro. Let's talk about the authority figures at Manchester United. Glazer's 1. Who's underneath? Marcus Rashford is the second most powerful person in Manchester United. Don't you agree? He's more powerful than Ten Hag. He's more powerful than the CEO and the director of football. Bro, Marcus Rashford gets a 350 million pound per week contract, and boom, it's back to the same drop your head. But guess what? It's not back to the same. That's what he did last year. The only difference is he scored. This is the whole thing. Bro.
Marcus Rashford is a brand first, team player second. It's that simple.
I would.
He comes
hate
into the league
to be on his team.
Oh, I would hate it, bro. I would hate
his
it.
team.
He's gonna go down as a quote unquote Man United legend because he's gonna have so many goals, right? Because he's played how many games, bro?
He plays all the games.
He plays all the games.
He plays all the minutes, and his whole thing is scoring. And again, much like these are the two players, high usage, terrible for the team, don't care about possession, have no real understanding of how to make decisions as a footballer in the final third. It is just all throw darts and hopefully they get
I will say this, though. This is what separates Bruno and Marcus. Talent-wise, Bruno has it. He can do it. He just doesn't want to. His mentality is so like, it's just, I don't know.
It's just flimsy, sort of like, oh, I have the ability to do some flick pass, so I'm going to do some flick pass. Right. Versus, oh, let me bring it down, turn my body, see my options.
Exactly. Marcus Rashford can't.
He doesn't have it.
He doesn't have it.
He has very specific talent, which is
deliver a cross in.
Yeah, it's
terrible. And I'm just like, oh, you don't. It's like the Trent Alexander.
Okay.
You don't have it in that position.
Yeah.
You don't have it. Like you just don't have.
But it's
that part of the game.
It's forced down your throat.
Being forced down your throat.
For you as a fan, it's pretty annoying. Again, so let's go back.
Yes.
To last season. I remember you were criticizing Garnacho, and what I was saying is you should never criticize either Garnacho or Pellistri simply because they shouldn't be there. The reason they're there is because your team sucks.
So do you see why I did not mention Garnacho or Pellistri in this?
Because they should be starting at this point.
Folks, if you are relying on Garnacho and Pellistri to come in and be the people who are scoring us goals, like I hate when I go and I look at the comments and I see Man United fans like, oh yeah, Pellistri's about to come in and put the world on notice. No, the hell are you not. I understand that's like promote, like, have faith in the player, but like no, I don't do false hope in that sense because he's not good enough.
Again, it's not about criticizing him. It's not his fault that he's there, but you can't tell me what Pellistri's strongest foot is. You can't tell me what his best position is. You can't tell me his best attribute. Let's keep it real. I don't know if he'd start for any team in the Premier League other than the bottom three teams.
His possession play is pretty decent, right?
Dude, he's a.
But like, come on, guys, stop it.
He can't be the guy.
We are digging here. We're trying to find something. I know it's bad. I know the Glazers have put us in this position. I know Anthony has. He's back.
He's back, though.
Let's add him in real quick. Throw him in. Anthony's back. Hopefully he can score some goals for us.
Well, he's going to start. He's going to
come
in
back
right
and starting
away.
right away?
Yeah.
Anthony's taking that spot right after everything that has happened. The allegations, him, seems like he's beating it.
Oh, he's back.
It's done,
well,
right?
He's not beating
Boom.
it, but he's back. He's back.
Right? He's back. He's back now. He's being thrown right into the starting lineup. No.
Brother.
65th minute, 80th. He's right away. What does that say to my boy, bro?
To which boy? No, Sancho's done. I'm
just saying, what does that say, though?
It says Sancho's a clown. Sancho's a clown. Sancho is a clown.
It's crazy. We're not even going to talk about him like that.
He's a clown.
It's crazy. All I'm saying is, like, it's just
how arrogant from Sancho. How stupid from Sancho.
I understand this argument. I understand this argument so much if we had, like, say, Alvarez getting us 7 A goals, right? Listen to me. Phil Foden getting us A goals too, right? We got Marcus Rashford not producing, terrible, boo-boo, cheeks.
Okay.
Anthony has been absolute cheeks since he came. Nobody else scoring goals.
Okay.
Jadon Sancho is an option.
We all know he should be starting right now if he was with the team. Jay, you cannot, as a manager, set a bad precedent for future.
I know what it is. I know what it is. But like, I'm just saying, like, Ten Hag needs to really look in the mirror and be like,
no.
Hear me out. I still stand with him. One thing about this whole situation, even though I'm upset, I'm not like I clearly see that Ten Hag is the right man for us.
Yeah.
I think he has been dealt the absolute
worst
hand, like possibly known a man for a manager at a club like Man. No, real talk, bro.
You're right.
Cristiano Ronaldo, one of the biggest athletes,
ever.
Possibly the GOAT, my GOAT, is having a conflict with you. Your ownership is
on his side.
His side. They bought him. Don't want you to have anybody. You want to get players, they're not buying them.
Yeah.
It's like what? And then he gets top 4, We get number 3
and a trophy.
and a trophy. So I don't fault him for that.
He solidified, in my opinion, this entire season. I don't care how bad you guys play. Generally speaking,
Yeah.
I don't care how bad you guys play. He still needs to be the manager.
But this whole trying to drill Anthony down our throats, bro. I'm telling you right now, if I'm pissed off about Marcus Rashford, ain't no damn way I'm about to take Anthony doing that shit to me too.
Exactly.
Not for fucking 5 years. Not for 10 years. I'm not doing it. I've been going through as a Man United fan now for like 10, 11 years. It's been tough, bro. I have not seen us win anything relevant for a minute. I can't do Anthony on that right wing for 10 years.
I can't do it for. I mean, I'm not even a fan. I can't do it for 10 minutes, dude. Dude. So here's where Ten Hag, we preface this by saying he deserves to be the manager for this season.
Yeah,
he deserves all the credit for last season. He is probably the right guy.
Yes.
But you have to criticize his recruitment. You have to.
It's shaky right now.
Now it's half him, half Glazers, but it's still, bro. The Anthony signing. Now here's the thing: if Anthony comes back and he just starts going crazy,
he balls out. I gotta eat my words.
I think everybody has to, right? But right now we just can't see it.
It ain't happening.
It's not happening. But we just can't see it. But listen, bro. You had one of the best defenses in the Premier League last season, and then you get rid of De Gea. It makes no sense. You have options in the midfield. You get Mount. You have options up front. You get a prospect who's not better than Martial for $70 million. There's just now, again.
I'm glad you said it. I've been thought that.
I mean, we all know it.
We know it, but we just can't play him.
That's what I said from day one. Is the reason you bought Haaland was because he scored 2 hat tricks for Denmark. That is the reason and the only reason. Bro. Nobody else knew who he was before then. So let's just keep it real.
He had those. It was he's playing for what? Norway, right?
Denmark.
No, Denmark. There you go. And he had the goals. Did he go crazy? Hat trick or something like that?
2 hat tricks in one international break, and now he's the next best thing. From that point, and I think I said this from that point. I'm like, oh, Manchester United are going to buy him, because I remember it was like that's what Manchester United do. They just buy the hype. And it's like Haaland's going to be. Okay, there's certain players you should not criticize at Manchester United. Haaland, Palestri, Garnacho. There's certain players you should not criticize just because they don't deserve it. So we're not criticizing Haaland. It's the manager and it's the board who are making the decisions to get players like that who are clearly not good enough for the team.
Yeah.
And here's the thing. The biggest thing you criticize Ten Hag about is his indecisiveness about what he wants this season to be. Last season, it was we are going to do whatever it takes to win football matches, which meant we're going to play ugly. We're going to play counterattack. We're going to play the strengths of our best players. We're going to try not to give up goals. Done. He accomplished that. This season, he thinks that because he got an Onana, now we can start playing this expansive football when you still have Bruno and Rashford. They are not players for that system.
Yeah.
Period. End of story. And you saw when he was playing his best football, it was in the Carabao Cup game against Crystal Palace where those 2 players did not feature.
Yeah.
Whether you were actually stringing together 10-plus passes, when you guys were actually playing as a team. So my whole thing is Ten Hag has to be really clear. What does he want from the season? Because if he wants to just win games, you bring back Sancho right away. No ego. You bring back Sancho. You start him next game. That's what you do. But for me, I think what Ten Hag really wants is he wants to introduce this long-term style of playing, which is passing from the back, a bunch of motion. But you're playing the 2 players who cannot do it and who sabotage you constantly. Bruno, Rashford. You imagine playing possession with those 2 players. It makes no sense.
Yeah.
But you're doing it.
So hear me out. you just, boom, there you go. Erik Ten Hag does not care about this season whatsoever. I don't even know if he cares about next season. Like what you just said, he is building a long-term mentality, philosophy, and system. You cannot go against what I say. I know best. Discipline. Yeah. You know?
Which is all fair.
It's fair.
It's all fair.
I don't fault him for that. And it does suck that people are caught in the strays of, this ego battle and I don't think you're good enough. I didn't buy you. That's the big one. But you weren't part of my tenure as a Man United manager.
Yeah.
I didn't buy you. Ali bought you.
which is real. This is what
That's
happens
valid.
with every manager. It's unfortunate.
So you know, what do I owe to you?
Because here's what managers do. They come in and they're either, I'm going to get the best out of this team, or it's, I'm going to build my own team. Those are the only two sort of philosophies when you come in. And when you can see, look at Postecoglou, he's like, I'm going to get the best out of all these players.
Yes.
And then you look at,
I'm not going to bury him.
exactly. And you go to Ten Hag and it's like, I want my team, my style of play. And getting rid of Ronaldo was part of that initially. Not wanting him on the team was part of that, which is, again, fair. It's all fair. It's all fine to do as a manager, but there is backlash. And it will take you longer to win games and to be successful when you're looking for your long-term vision, when you have owners who are not going to get the players that you want. The reality is, you didn't want Casemiro. You got Casemiro as a panic buy, and he's ended up being your best signing. That's an issue if you're Ten Hag, because you wanted Antony. You wanted Malacia, who I think he's done fine so far. You wanted Eriksen, who can't run after half a season. You wanted a lot of players that you wanted. Martinez, who injured, sure, but there were some struggles towards the end of the season.
Yeah.
Maybe he's not the starting caliber center back that you guys want. Maybe not. I don't know. I think he's fantastic, but you wanted Onana. He had not a great start to the season. You wanted Haaland.
Onana's fine, though.
Onana's fine.
I'm not
Onana's
worried
fine.
about him.
But we all, again, not great start to the season.
Yeah.
You wanted Haaland. Clearly not the... I mean, you wanted Haaland as a backup, to be fair. But again, I think you guys... I think it's the Manchester United fans that are sort of blowing this out of proportion, in my opinion, because I think the expectations are so high for no reason, and I think they're just so high. Like
You have to humble yourselves. Please do.
Look at the team, bro. Look at the squad.
I boast so much on this show, like, you know, like at one point, yeah, we got you for the Prem. We're right there with you, right?
Yeah.
After 1 week's game, but time and time again, what have I preached to you about, like, the comparison between our two clubs? You have depth, we don't. You have talent, we don't. We're struggling. So humble yourselves.
Yeah.
This is a project. There probably needs to be a complete reboot of players at that club.
Players.
Like, Ragnick was not lying. Cristiano wasn't lying. It's that bad. Like, Haaland's fine. Onana's fine. You know, the ones who just came, those are going to be the ones that are going to be staying.
Let's go through the list of who you would keep. Onana?
Yes, he's staying, of course.
Wan-Bissaka?
Yes, I do. I like
Dallo?
No.
There we go. I love it. Varane?
Yes.
Martinez?
Yes.
Evans and Maguire, of course not. Lindelof?
No.
Shaw? That's a tough one.
That's a tough one.
Because
That's a tough one.
There's a reality check right there, right?
Boom.
It's like,
that's the one that hits me because that's my boy too.
Yeah.
And I kind of want to cut ties with Luke. He's too injury prone, but
you can't criticize Rashford for being there for all the losses and all the disappointments, and then not criticize Shaw because he's been there for just as long.
Exactly. And we know how he is. He's the biggest thing with Luke Shaw is inconsistency.
Yeah.
So he 1 week, one stretch, he's amazing, and then he kind of just disappears too.
Yeah.
So I say yes, he's part of that old regime.
Okay.
I don't think Luke stays.
Malacia?
No, not Man United caliber at all.
Really
No.
interesting. Regulon? Of course not. I would assume.
No, that was a loan, and
no.
He's been performing well, but just no.
It's just no. It's just no. Okay, so you're at 4 so far.
Okay.
That's crazy. I'm not even going to talk about backup goalkeepers because who cares? Midfield? So Casemiro?
I mean,
You're going to keep. You already bought him. You're going to.
No, I'm not getting rid of Cassie.
Amrabat, if you end up buying him at the end of the season.
He to what I've seen so far, I mean, he's just filling that void of what we needed.
He's kind of like another Casemiro in some ways.
So of course he's staying.
Yeah. Okay. So here's 6. Okay. McTominay.
I was like, wait. Yo, you a nut, bro.
Why'd I even say it? Dude, I say McTominay, and I'm like, why the hell did I even say this? Oh my goodness. Eriksen?
No. And he just like I appreciate Christian, but like
we're talking about for the rebuild.
For the rebuild, yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mount?
Say it again.
Mason Mount?
Hoo-hoo-hoo.
I think you have to believe in him.
Yes, exactly. I was gonna say I don't want to give up on this guy. I really don't, man. I want to see Mason Mount do well, and I think he wants to do well.
Yeah.
And I do think that Ten Hag sees something in him that's
Yeah.
beneficial for the rebuild and the new regime, the new era.
I think he'd be good around better players.
I agree. Exactly. This current toxic level that we have in the locker room and
Trash.
what's going on, it's not good for him.
Okay.
You know?
So we're 7. I mean, I guess we could count like Hannibal, for example. I mean,
Yeah. Hey, shouts to my boy Hannibal. If you knew Hannibal prior to this, Academy guy, always was tuning in on Hannibal. Didn't know he's gonna make appearance this soon. Just
it's because injuries.
but injuries. But he has shown people that obviously he's a project, but like Hannibal is the type of player that I want playing for Man United in that midfield.
Gotcha.
He's giving his all every game, kind of like the Michael Carrick.
Okay.
Not too impressive in terms of getting you goals and assists, but like
he's not a sexy player.
He's gonna show up though.
Yeah, of course.
He's sexier than Michael Carrick. Don't get it wrong. Pause, but like
I know what you mean.
game wise, style play, people. He's
Michael Carrick is boring as hell. Let's just keep it real.
boring as hell. Hannibal got it. So yeah, shouts to him. I think he stays. I think he's worked his way.
Let's go up the pitch a little bit. Bruno, obviously he's got to go.
Gotta go. Man, see that will be to me. That's
one of the first people.
That's the first people. That's a message you send. Like it's a new regime, baby. Bruno has to go.
Okay.
I don't want him anymore.
Donnie.
Yeah, he's gone.
Okay.
Sorry, Donnie.
I think that's all the midfield players. Let's go right wing. I mean, we can start with Palestri.
He's another one, kind of like
Hannibal.
I think Palestri stays.
You don't need to play him every week, but
he's not a starter every week, right? He shouldn't be starting consistently like that. But I do like the way that he comes in. He competes, bro. He's a work rate player.
Which, by the way, should be the standard. Should be
Yes.
the bare minimum, but
The right
still.
way. Mm-hmm.
Sancho probably gone.
Yeah. He just can't. It's been too
It's over.
There's no repairing that relationship at all.
Yeah.
In my opinion.
If you're doing the rebuild with Ten Hag.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So yeah, cut ties. I'm sorry, baby, but you gotta
Anthony?
go away.
I mean, that's tough because Ten Hag's going to obviously want him, but for you, there's no chance.
I feel like hear me out.
Oh no, he's gonna flip flop. He's gonna flip flop.
It's like I'm thinking about it.
Oh, he's 22 years old. Okay, we'll keep him.
I'm thinking about it here, bro. Every club has a player. Like for Man City, you don't love every player on Man City.
No.
No. And that's been for years since I've known this guy, bro.
Bernardo,
it was
dude. I'm such a hater of Bernardo, Cancelo, like the players that everyone else does.
I know you say you don't hate Sterling, but like you had your riff, right?
Frustrating.
Jack Grealish right now.
Yeah.
I think Anthony will be that for me. In terms of you can't have it all as cookies and cream and flowers, right?
Yeah.
There's going to be some bad too. Some players that you don't want to see that happen to start, that come in here and there. It's either him or Marcus Rashford. And I'd rather we get a Marcus Rashford and Bruno.
Of course.
Send that message opposed to Bruno and Anthony.
That's fair. Anthony stays. I think that's 10 now. On the other side, obviously Rashford, you just said he's gone. I think 100%.
Yes. And
Garnacho
stays.
Garnacho stays.
Oh yeah. Another one. I don't dislike Garnacho, but we have to bring him along the right way. The kid is talented, and I love that he's working defensively now too, trying to get back involved.
Yeah.
And press. Something I was kind of curious to see if he was going to do, but seems like he wants it.
And it seems that Ten Hag sort of instilled that, like, yo, you're not some second coming of Ronaldo. Like, chill out.
Yes.
Play your role.
And he still loves that. He still has that mentality. You can see, right? But I think he is kind of showing that he can be coached and
yes.
and taught, which I respect 100%. So I will never take that away from a player. So I think he stays as well.
Okay, that's 11. And then up front, it's just Martial and Haaland. So start with Martial.
Yeah, I mean, Tony, I love you, baby, but if it's a new rebuild, a new regime, and it's funny with Tony too, because Ten Hag has came out and said that he thinks that Martial is like someone that fits his.
He loves him.
He loves him. So I think he could stay too.
That's a third striker.
It's a glue man, like not glue man, but like he knows he can put him in, and
I don't think Martial cares about starting anymore.
He doesn't.
I don't think he does.
So I was about to say he stays.
It's up to you. It's your team. I think that'd be if he's your third option as a striker and or left winger. I think that's a really good option.
I think you made a great point, Bo. He does not care about starting at this point, really.
Yeah,
like it's not
his career
a
sort of like
necessity.
his career can't go up for Manchester United.
There you
So
go.
I think he's going to be like, I'm getting my 200 grand a week. I'm playing every other weekend.
Opposed to Marcus Rashford, who's going to say, "What? I'm not starting."
I'm not starting.
Pardon?
I'll be on social media. You'll hear from my agent. It's like, what the hell? Okay.
You feel me?
So that's 12, and then Haaland, obviously, you keep him as a second striker.
Yeah.
Okay. So cool. You're at 12. So 13. 13 players you would keep. Which, by the way, I mean, that's approximately 10 players that you would be getting rid of. And need new
Essentially,
players.
like half the team, somewhat.
It's about half the team. And I think that's pretty fair. You know, and by the way, it's not that unachievable over a 2-year, 3-year, probably 2-year period. It's not unachievable. You just have to be aggressive with it, right? Like it has to be Bruno gone first window, Rashford gone second window, you know?
It's like there can't be. I know people are gonna say like, oh, they're worth this much money, or we spent this much money for them.
No.
You gotta sell people at a certain point, bro. And if Bruno Fernandes is like it's probably gonna be the hottest he's gonna be, I think.
Oh yeah.
Right?
Oh, I think you can probably get close to 60 million for Bruno. I think you can get 60 million for. I mean, his age maybe, but you can get 60 million for Bruno. You can get from some dummy. You can get 80 million for Rashford. You can get some. You can get some more, bro. Imagine bro, because you got to think about it. Look at Bellingham in La Liga.
Yeah.
Look at Bellingham.
Oh my God, bro.
Rashford in La Liga. You can picture
my.
it. Might not actually turn out that well, but you can picture it being like, oh, Rashford's just gonna go crazy.
And they throw 85.
I mean, a lot of Spanish teams are kind of broke at the moment, but yeah, you could see it.
Speaking of Spanish teams and being broke and dealing with all that good stuff, Barcelona, bro, those frauds that cheat. I just want to mention it. Yeah. You cheaters, because this apparently happened in the time period I think of the UEFA Champions League between Man United when they were doing all this corruption.
Well, I mean,
you frauds.
They've been corrupt for a minute. We all know it, but they're coming at us. You know what I mean?
You frauds, bro. Wait. Pep was ahead of that. Pep was leading that charge.
Listen.
Pep was leading that charge.
Let's be honest here. Pep knows all the secrets.
Pep's
been doing people dirty forever.
We are going to have a documentary post-career about Pep and his doings with...
He might be in jail. No.
Oh, my God. You think Pep has done some dirty things to... Hey, but the thing is, though, I'm saying this to Barcelona about your cheaters, and I really don't care, personally. The game is played on the pitch. Blah, blah, blah. There obviously is some influence, but like you did have better teams than us in that time span. I mean, Messi was amazing, and yes, the Xavi, like we get it, cool. But like, gotta talk about it a little bit at the same time too. That's
It's the type of stuff, bro. It's like the issue is that those charges come up and these things come up way after the fact, right? Where it doesn't matter anymore because, and you can't. What are you going to change who the winner was? Of course not.
Like, what are the chances that Barcelona's actually going to be punished for this? What do you think?
Exactly. Like, when you hear these stories, even to the Manchester City one, they're like the highest punishment could be that they get banned from the league for 3 years. It's like
how many counts did you guys have?
A million? I don't know, dude. Undefined. We've undefined amount of charges. Dude,
it's like what? Dude, but
we'll get it. We'll get 20 3 million.
Here's the problem, though. Just to finish this up, because this has been a really good podcast. I love this episode, bro. I find a problem, and I think race does play a part in it as well. When Ivan Toney, on the other hand, has to suffer, right?
Jay, eight and by the way, that's not 8 months. Bro, that's dude.
That's come on, like let's be
hurts.
real, guys.
That hurts a player.
That hurts a player. So how is it that these counts are constantly thrown on these clubs?
Dude, the players get hit like that, but then the clubs. Because here's the difference. It's all the lawyers.
It's lawyers.
It's all the
It's being drawn out. years to go on, and then it's a whole game, and I get it, but it's just so upsetting to see, bro, and I hate it.
I mean, there's a lot of reasons why things wouldn't be fair if that's what you're kind of getting at, because different leagues, right, different situations, all this stuff. But I mean, something like the Ivan Toney ban, like that. Dude, that is so harsh.
Cooking too.
Now, by the way, I don't mind. Listen, anyone that cheats in any way, shape, or form, messes with the integrity of the game. If you're gonna ban them, I don't really care how long.
Yeah.
But just do it with the clubs as well,
including
us, by the way. If there's something that we have done,
just get us. Do it. Do what you gotta do. Don't do this whole.
I'm not interested in we have 25 Premier Leagues. But then we find out 10 years later it was because we fudged the numbers and we were able to get a player that we really weren't supposed to get. That's not, dude. That's a hollow win.
Yes,
it's a hollow win.
It sucks. It takes away from the actual, And
then exactly, and then when we as I guess Premier League fans are looking at Barcelona and Real Madrid and how on top of their leagues they've been for decades, it's like we can't complain about corruption and all this stuff, bro. We got to keep it just all the way down the middle. We don't want corruption when it comes to refereeing, when it comes to leagues, when it comes to teams, when it comes to players. Keep it the same across the board, bro. When I heard the X amount of charges that we had, it doesn't really mean anything until it's proven. But still, it's I don't know, man. I'm not a big fan of winning and then finding out later, oh well, we got to pay this fine. The fine.
I think
the fine doesn't matter anymore. They'll pay the fine happily. Barcelona will pay whatever fine that they get.
It's the dumbest thing in sports to me. I hate I really do. You go 10 years down the line, and then you come back and you try to vacate the title or the MVP. Yeah, no, that happened. That's history. We saw it. My own two eyes, and you can't take it away and say it didn't happen anymore.
It's up to you as the regulators to make sure that type of thing doesn't happen in the future. That's the whole point.
Yes. Don't be like, oh, well, since we up, we're going to say that you up to.
Yeah.
No, that's your ass.
Because
here's the thing. Bro.
These clubs will do whatever it takes to win. They'll get it. Bro, I'm sure that all these clubs, Manchester United, Chelsea, Liverpool, maybe not Liverpool, because they've been in the mud for a minute. But City, bro, they've all probably tried to do stuff. But bro, you're telling me? You're telling me when I was watching football growing up that Alex Ferguson didn't have a good relationship with the referee? Are you joking me? Of course he did.
I know personally. I haven't. I know personally that United, bro, are doing dirty things.
Bro, they were winning the league every year. Bro, 96th minute, bro, and that was before there was even, bro. Having a 6-minute extra time was unheard of unless it was Manchester United. You know that, right? Bro, every game 3-minute max. Manchester United losing? 7 minutes extra time. What? Where did that come from? So listen, man, I think there's been dirty stuff going along the whole time. Yeah. Some of it's fair game, I guess. Some of it's just corruption, but yeah.
100%, bro.
I'm just not about that.
Nah, man, I agree 1,000%. And will it ever change? No, because money is
so much money, guys.
Money is involved, right?
There's so much money in the sports
when
nowadays.
Money is involved, that is all that matters.
People are gonna do whatever it takes,
and we need to also understand that while this is the sport that I love and you love, and this goes for basketball as well and football, pigskin. They're also just businesses and industries and entertainment at the end of the day.
It's entertainment. It's sports entertainment.
Yes.
It's kind of, I know WWE says they're sports. No. All these leagues are sports entertainment.
Entertainment. So please, don't get lost and be like, well, no, they have to produce ratings. They have to, it's so much that goes into, and then money. Yeah. It's influence, it's power, it's everything. As simple as that. So just know that's why a lot of these things are happening, are going to continue to happen.
I mean,
we're going to have a conversation about the FIFA World Cup in Qatar 10, 15 years down the line. Might be even sooner than that. Yeah. We know that was corrupted. Y'all don't want to admit it, but this is what we're talking about. Events like that, Messi's last roundabout are going to be because things happen.
whether you believe it or not, you can't just
Right.
dismiss that type of stuff might not happen, like doesn't happen.
It's a possibility.
Of
Exactly.
course, there's a strong possibility that
Yeah.
the ref, bro, you don't think the ref, like for example, is a Messi fan or a football fan? If these guys had no affiliation with any team and never liked football and nothing like that, then okay, these guys we just saw in the NBA with the whole Celtics referee, the referee that loved the Celtics, he got investigated.
Yeah.
He's got some burner account on Twitter going at people about the Celtics. Like, bro,
Yeah.
like there's a picture of him. I think a Celtics player missed. He's like, and you're refereeing the game. You know what I mean? And we've heard other referees talk about, Iverson was being annoying to one of our guys, so next game he's gonna have it. Bro, these are real referees refereeing real games that actually matter. You don't think this happens in football? You don't think some of these refs are walking around like, yeah, I'm kind of a Messi fan.
Bro.
I'm kind of a Ronaldo fan. I'm kind of this fan. Of course there is.
You're not trying to tell me that when sports betting was thrown into the industry for every sport, right?
It got crazy.
It got crazy and it got conflicted because, like, everyone knew that there was an underground gambling
Of course.
going on.
Of course.
We all knew that. It just wasn't talked about mainstream, but we knew that if you just paying attention. And then when FanDuel and DraftKings and all these sports, books opened up, that opened room for money to be involved, and you can win.
And it's not about the referees winning. It's about the referees' friend winning.
There you go. So if
That's what it's
I don't have
about.
to put my name down and say that I'm doing this and I'm depositing this much money, but I can say that my friend deposited this much.
My friend who knows somebody whose sister opened up a betting account
And
for the
then
first time ever.
break me off with something, right? Potentially.
But then
by my influence.
we're going on a vacation 10 years from now, and it's like, how do you get the money to pay that? Bro, you cannot tell me that isn't a possibility. I'm not saying it doesn't. I'm saying it happens. You can't tell me it isn't a possibility.
All we're saying, like that's a scary possibility too.
Oh yeah.
A scary possibility because like it's like you just said, you just gave me evidence of a ref making a reaction to a player missing a shot and being like,
and he's no longer a ref anymore. And by the way,
Like
if
what?
social media wasn't around, that probably wouldn't have happened. We probably wouldn't have found out.
so yeah, we man, it's crazy. And that's just, the reffing, but we're talking about the clubs, and I think this is perfect because to finish this episode up, we can go over to Italy, Serie A,
Yeah.
good old Naples,
Pizza.
a country that has had a very
Interesting time with racism.
racism and yes,
Yeah.
you know what I'm talking about. Let's be real. And their own player, good old King Victor.
Yeah.
What was that, bro? Their
Well-
own official TikTok account, I believe.
Well, I don't know if it's racism in particular.
Yeah, I'm not. You're right.
But-
I'm not trying to say that, but when there's a black player,
You typically have
involved
to throw it in because at the end of the day, and it's obviously getting better in England, I think, generally speaking, and it doesn't mean that like the guy who's running it is racist. Maybe he's just an idiot.
making a joke.
But the reason why people, even when you looked at Vinicius Jr.'s reaction, was it last season potentially?
Yeah.
Around the whole racism stuff, bro. The reason why there's such the reason why people go to racism so fast, especially the players themselves, is because they feel like they're in a situation where they're not comfortable,
Yep.
right? And how can Spanish league, one of the biggest leagues in the world, how are their fans chanting like monkey chants, like in the stadium? Like you think about how stupid you have to be, but at the same time, those are the biggest fans in the world. So I think when typically black players are on edge because it's like, when this happens in the media, I wonder why. When this happens in the media, I wonder why. Even when we talk about English bias, right? It's the same sort of thing of like, when Maguire makes a mistake, it's not a big deal. When Pogba makes a mistake, it's the biggest deal in the world.
Yeah.
Like there's so many examples of this. So bringing it into Osimhen, there's obviously that weird sort of TikTok, and he's talking about suing them, and
Yeah, it went crazy, but then he just came out and released a statement saying like he's not.
his agent released a statement.
There you go. Boom.
His agent.
On his behalf, saying he's not going to leave like Napoli, and he's very grateful for the fans.
It's about the fans.
Yeah, all that good stuff, right?
And
PR move. We all know.
It's all PR move. At the end of the day, I think there's
He's out.
stuff like this where, by the way, this sort of stuff, sure it could be racism that maybe the players are thinking about, but it also could be like, yo, I gained some leverage now, so I can go to
100%.
Napoli and be like, oh, you don't want me to sue? Oh, you don't want me to leave?
Bro,
A couple extra $1,000 a week would be nice.
this is one of the weirdest cases in, at least for me,
That we've
football
seen, yeah.
history.
Yeah.
Because Napoli has, like, Haaland, was the main guy, like that sought out number 9 that we want, big time player, right? They got Victor Osimhen. He's balling out.
Yeah.
He's performing in Champions League, win the league, all that good stuff, right? Goal scorer. Everything's going well. And you're fearing the possibility of him going to Madrid or Chelsea.
They just signed to a new contract as well.
Right? You do a self-infliction. You post something that can be looked at as like, wait, are you making fun of me? You mocking me? Do you not value me?
And this is the issue is, was it the club that maybe initiated that?
Right.
Was it just some random dummy employee who's going to get fired?
Right? But this, in return, pushes Victor to a point of like, now, not only did he have like maybe a foot out the door, he
might have
probably
two
got
now.
like 2 out now.
Yeah.
And Madrid knocking at his door, probably, not saying Madrid, but like Chelsea, like these clubs. He's coming to a big time club, probably in England.
Next summer?
Yeah, I think this just accelerated the process. That was very uncomfortable.
Well, he signed.
Like what? Why do I even have to speak on? Like, this is my club.
Yeah.
This isn't like an opposing club. This isn't a fan.
Why am I getting bantered by my own?
My own club.
Yeah.
Oh, I gotta go. It's time for me to get out of here.
Yeah. And again, it might be just be a leverage play, but at the same time, I believe in this new deal. I think they agreed on a particular not a buyout. Sorry.
Yeah.
Release clause. So obviously that's good for him, because if a team does come in, for example, for 90 million or 100 million or something like that, boom, no negotiation needed with Napoli. You just get the player,
And that's gonna happen.
and I think it's
Club
going to
will
happen.
pay that amount for him. You're saying if we're gonna go to England, who would possibly do it? Chelsea's a possibility, right?
I don't think United will do it, especially with this current ownership. I don't think they will. Man City, of course not. Just no room. Spurs, they're not going to spend that much money.
Arsenal need to.
I don't think Arsenal are going to spend that much money, especially because I think they buy into their current strikers. If they do get a striker, it's going to be Ivan Toney in the summer.
Bro, if you want
In the
you want to send a message to Man City and the league and say that we're here and we want that throne, you go get Victor. You don't pass that up, because if you do, they about to be the little brother again for a minute.
I don't think so. The only reason why is because if they do get Ivan Toney in January, that changes the game for them.
You think Ivan Toney is going to be? I know I've seen Ivan Toney play. You think he's going to be able to stamp that?
Yes.
We're competing with City daily.
Yes.
Week in and week
because
out.
he was doing 20 goals for
Not even City. I'm going to the Champions League, and I'm saying like Victor's going to do that.
20 goals. Oh, you don't know because you've never been in the Premier League. 20 goals.
Good point.
20 goals in a Brentford team. There's no creativity in Brentford. There's no creativity.
D. We always talk about this, though. No knock on Ivan Toney. But some players can produce 30, 20 goals at a Brentford or Everton.
Yes, it's different. It is different.
But it's different when you come to a big-time club trying to do that.
I agree, generally speaking, but I just think he's ready. I just think remember, he's not a young player. He's been around the block.
Yeah, he's been exactly right. Ivan Toney's been here for a
around the
little bit, trying to get his bid in on an English team, always getting some pushback.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, he's been around the block.
I just think he's ready to make the next step, and I think Arsenal's a perfect team. Again, the question is, will Arsenal even go in for Ivan Toney in January, let alone Osimhen in the summer? So my thing is, I think that club is like, I highly, highly doubt they're gonna get Osimhen. So if we move on from that, Liverpool, they have enough options.
Yeah.
With Nunez and Gakpo and even Jota. The next team is Chelsea, and the question is, why didn't they get him this summer? No idea. Whatever. Will they get him next summer? Potentially. That's probably the only team I see in England, besides maybe Newcastle, if they do want to make a change.
Yeah, Isak's going crazy over there right now, though.
They might. I think they might still do it because Isak can play on the left. Maybe they sell Wilson. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean it's interesting. I do think he's gonna leave.
I could, here's what I might see. Apparently, there's a buyback clause for Harry Kane going back to Tottenham. Okay. I don't know if that's going to happen, but I think if you were Bayern Munich and you allowed a buyback clause, maybe you're not fully sold on Harry Kane for the long term. Maybe Harry Kane just goes there for 1 year. He does his thing. He comes back to the Premier League.
I bet about that.
And then Osimhen has now a place at Bayern Munich.
That Harry Kane deal to Bayern is not a long term.
I don't think it's a long term.
That is just Bayern's a weird, very weird club. They not only do they value winning and all the good stuff. They also value money and making a splash. And they always need a big time number 9.
Yeah,
they just need somebody to fill that void, right? So that's what Harry Kane's doing right now until they find somebody else for the long term.
Yeah, to be honest, I think that's the case. Because Harry Kane's not going to end his career at Bayern Munich.
No, he's an English player.
He's going to
come back to England. You can tell.
And he, it might be. I don't know what's in his contract, but
this was England's way of, because you know how politics. Here we go, boom, and then we can finish it off. I love this conversation, bro. But this is England's way of saying to Harry Kane, you've been our golden boy,
for
what,
8 years, maybe?
8 years now, going on 10 years. You never won a Champions League. You never won anything of sort that's major, right? Even with the national team.
Yeah,
we're gonna ship you off to Bayern Munich. This is your chance of maybe getting a Champions League.
Well, yeah,
and they come back to us. You're a legend. You already got something you won.
You've now won. Now you can play. And that might be Daniel Levy's plan, right? It might have just been like, yo, we'll buy you back for maybe 120 later, because that would just be a 30 million deficit.
Exactly.
So that might be,
You know how these clubs work, bro. Bayern, Tottenham's not a big club, but they got money somewhat. You making the transaction.
Yeah.
Hey, Harry's only going to be there for a year or two.
It's almost like a loan.
Yeah, you feel me? Exactly. We're going to get him back. All right, cool. Just make your money, get some goals.
And then come back.
All right, cool.
That honestly might be the case, quite honestly.
Because I just don't see it lasting. I don't see him staying, bro. He's not going to stay in Germany. And, what is he trying to win over there?
If he doesn't win the Bundesliga, oh my goodness, Harry Kane's the most unlucky person on the planet.
It's going to be something attached to his career.
You know what's funny? I was thinking I think Tottenham are going to win. I think I told you this. I think Tottenham are going to maybe win a trophy this season just because Kane's gone. You know what I mean?
Yes, I agree, bro.
It's just one of those things.
The way they are playing and just looking right now, it's man, it's not like Harry Kane was.
He wasn't the problem.
He wasn't a problem, but just you're that unlucky sometimes.
Yeah, that's how it happens.
Yeah. Yeah, man.
I guess it's episode 73 in the bag. Good talking to you, Jay. Again, to be honest, pretty positive considering both our teams lost. I mean, I
told you, I accept it. This to me, what I see is what I've been getting, for a long time now, and I know that. And until we look at that new ownership, right, getting somebody else in with bigger money and
rebuild,
not willing to, make these dumb moves, that's when we're gonna see real impact. But until then, Erik ten Hag is playing the hand he was dealt.
Yeah,
and it's gonna be a shit show.
Of course. So with that, episode 73, you can find us pretty much everywhere: Instagram, TikTok, Twitter. You can make fun of me because I said that we would be undefeated. Obviously, that didn't happen. You can find us there at The Best of Rivals. That is at The Best of Rivals. You can also, if you're not watching this on YouTube and you just listen to this, you can watch on YouTube at The Best of Rivals Podcast. You can also listen on the audio-only version, Spotify, Apple Podcast, etc., at The Best of Rivals Podcast. For myself, Jay, I would say something about Chelsea to end this out, but they haven't played yet, so we'll have to wait.
Mm-hmm.
We are out.
Deuces.